Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to show you how I repair my unraveled locks. Most of you will know that I made a video on how to repair unraveled locks about a year ago. I have since learned a new method which I think is more effective, and I hope to share that with you today. What you would need is you would need a crochet pin. This crochet pin is 0.75 millimeters, so it's very tiny. You have to be very careful to make sure that you don't hurt your fingers when you're using this needle. If you want to know how I repair my locks with the crochet needle, keep watching. What I do is I take the lock with my left hand and I feel for the point where the lock starts to unravel from. So in my case, it's pretty much about here. What I then do is I start to pass the crochet pin through the lock, and as I'm doing it, as I'm passing the pin through, I'm also rotating the lock with my left hand just to make sure that I don't keep passing the pin through the same spot. I just want to make sure that I cover different spots to give the lock more robustness. So watch what I do. You can see the way I'm passing the pin through the locks. You have to make sure you take your time. You're not in a hurry here. If you're not careful, you might end up either passing the pin through your finger and then hurting yourself, or you might end up leaving a hole in your locks. And to make sure you don't leave a hole in your locks, what you have to do is you have to make sure that the crochet pin is really close to the point where the locks end and where you're trying to interlock from. So make sure it's really tight, because you don't want to leave a hole. If you leave a hole through the locks, you might end up breaking the lock again in the future. So just make sure that you take your time. You can see the way I'm using my left hand to slowly twist the locks, to slowly rotate it. And what you might also find is as you start to pass the pin through, you can see here at the bottom that the lock is slowly bunching up. So what I do is I use the pin to untangle the locks at the bottom, and then I continue again with my crocheting. Slowly taking my time. I am not in a hurry, I'm not going anywhere. You can see here that the interlock is starting to take shape and the lock is starting to form from here where I started to here. I again unloosen some of the tangled bits, and then I just continue. at the progress. It's almost done, and you can see here that the locks is already forming. This was where I started from, and this is where I am now. So that's how much lock has been formed. And I just carry on. I think it's really important to make sure that you don't keep passing the hook through the same spot, because then you might not really have a solid lock. You just need to make sure that you rotate it a little bit. I try to pass a couple of times through, say for instance the 3 o'clock, and then a couple of times through the 6 o'clock, and then again a couple of times through the 9 o'clock, and then a couple of times again through the 12 o'clock. So this is typically what I do, and that way I don't keep passing the pin through the same spot all the time. And as you can see, I'm almost done. This is all I've got left. It's not a lot. It's almost done. So just take your time. Make sure you do it slowly. Trust me, it's worth it. And this method is much simpler than the method I showed you guys a year ago in the previous video. I think it also lasts longer as well. You don't have to worry about banding and braiding once you've used this method, because the hair is absolutely locked at this point in time. Okay, so you can see how much we've done from here. It's quite solid. Just keep going, nearly there. We're nearly done. When I get close to the end, what I do is I start to pull the ends of the hair into the lock, because I want to make sure it's absolutely tucked in and there's no chance for it to unravel. So the best way to describe it is I do an inward motion. So I start to crochet in an inward pattern towards the body of the lock itself, so that the ends of the lock can be tucked in, and then that way it doesn't unravel when I wash it. So this is it. I think I'm done. Yep, that is it. We started to do the repair from somewhere here, and now we are done. This method I have used on a few of my other locks that broke off. So that's another one I've repaired. I repaired this one, I think about 5 weeks ago, and it's absolutely fine. I've since washed my hair since repairing this locks and no problems whatsoever. It's not unraveling. I've got a few more here. This is another one I repaired a couple of weeks ago, and it's fine. Yeah, so there you have it, guys. This is how I repair my locks using the 0.75mm crochet hook. And you can do the same as well. It's very easy. If you've enjoyed watching this video, make sure you like it, make sure you thumbs up, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I look forward to catching you in the next video. Bye.